Of Gothic.
The Gothic style started off in northern France. A guy called Abbot Suger thought that Romanesque cathedrals were too bulky and depressing. He thought places of worship should be filled with light. This was made possible through the development of the Gothic pointed arch. This allowed, with flying buttresses, the almost complete relief of load-bearing walls. This meant that windows could be bigger, allowing more light in, so that people could better contemplate God, and stained glass windows could teach people about the facts of faith. All these features were combined together. This created Saint Denis Cathedral. These new cathedrals increased the influence and power of the church. As more people took pilgrimages to churches around Europe, Abbot Suger's idea took root. It eventually spread across the Channel to England, where master stonecutters took inspiration from the forms of French Gothic. In Gloucester, Abbot Serlo wanted to bring the light structures of the Gothic to the existing Romanesque cathedral. He did this through fan vaulting. This was an advancement of the previous style. He also did this through panel tracery. This was a more ornamented version of the previous style. These features combined to make Gloucester Cathedral, often considered the birthplace of the Perpendicular Gothic style. This development also helped increase the influence and power of the church in England. Society was becoming more and more complex. There was a need for higher education. Clergy members in Oxford funded the establishment of universities, places of dedication to God and to learning. The only existing houses of education at the time were monasteries, therefore this was used as the archetype for colleges to come. Firstly, the housing was built. Then the hall for dining. Then finally the chapel, which encloses the courtyard, thus creating the quadrangle. The spatial layout of the quadrangle becomes the precedent for future colleges. Tensions between the local townspeople in Oxford and the scholars resulted in fighting and pillaging. This led to the introduction of fortified gatehouses. The increasing power of the colleges led to a questioning of the religious authorities. This started the power shift from the church to powerful individuals. Meanwhile, rich nobles were being influenced by the Gothic style. People wanted to gain power and climb up the feudal system. They saw the power of the Gothic and they wanted it in their own houses, such as the fortified manor house, Little Wenham Hall in Suffolk. In this instance, the Gothic was used to assert power over the populace. This increased the power shift from religion to selected people. Now, off to Venice, where the Doges are having a bit of trouble designing their new home. The Doge is the seat of power in Venice. He wants to build a new palace to house residents and council chambers. He also wants to announce to the world the power and influence of the Venetian Empire, an empire that stretches from east to west. He had a lot of advisors, and those included people with knowledge of the Gothic style. He specifically liked the arches of Gothic buildings. These are expressed in his palace. However, his palace was a hybrid of many styles from across the world. The function of the Gothic here is more a statement of power through cultural knowledge. Therefore, this dissolved Gothic style represents how the Gothic shifts from being a statement of heavenly power to a statement of earthly power.
Boom, shake, shake, shake the room. Boom, shake, shake, shake.